What's up guys, I am just starting this project right now. I'm going to try to do some comparisons for you guys. So I've got the stock taillight on right now. Obviously just like I said, the stock Z125 taillight. No turn signals on the bike right now though, so no way of letting them know I turned. Also, a lot of people have questions about this subcage. Just real quick, whenever you're behind, you can kind of see it. Also, the bike is jacked up, but it is harder to see, so yeah. But this new taillight should help. So with this new taillight, this is the Blaster X taillight from MNNTHBX. It has turn signals integrated into the taillight, and it's brighter, and it flashes. So I had the same type of taillight on my Grom that I had, and I loved it. So I'm planning on putting it on the Z. So I'm going to show you the process of how to remove this taillight to put this one on, and then try to show you guys the differences as best I can. So let's get to it. So starting the project, we've got the taillight here. I went ahead and put some zip ties on these. You should have little pins, but mine broke whenever I looped my bike for the first time. So you'll have to take out these little pins, these Phillip head screws on both of these to remove this plastic piece on the side. You're going to have to do that on both sides. Very easy. And then also, just to note, there is a push pin that's behind this, so you just kind of pull out like that, and there's a push pin behind that. So that's going to be on this side and the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this taken off, and then I'll show you guys the next step. All right, so all the plastics are off the bike now, off the rear. Just a fair warning, if you've never taken off these side plastics or side rear plastics, make sure once you take out all the things holding it on to slide this piece and the other piece back towards the rear of the bike. That will unlock these little pins here. If you look at the bike when it's on, that's how it hooks into these little grooves here. So make sure you don't break those off because they will become loose. But anyways, back to it. We have the tail light exposed a lot now. So you're going to have two Phillips screws on each side. So you're going to have one there and one there. So we're going to take those out. Make sure you do not drop them down in the tubes for your frame or down in those plastics. Try not to drop them at all. But once that is done, it should just pop right out. You're going to have a couple places at the bottom down here where it is holding together. So you just need to take these pieces right here. Oh, sorry. You need to take these pieces right here and pull out once you start getting the tail light loose. So I'll try to show you guys that as much as I can. All right, so those screws are now out, so it's pretty loose. One thing I didn't mention is to unplug it, so kind of forgot about that one. But getting back to it, so like I said, you'll need to pull these out on both sides and just kind of jiggle the taillight almost. It'll start getting loose. Now what's going to hold it in are these grommets that are on the taillight. Hopefully you guys can see that. So it's basically holding in right here, so you're going to need to pull up on the taillight. And it's honestly pretty difficult. So I'm basically trying to work with one hand here. So hopefully I can do it. But you could see the right side's coming up. You can see how it just popped back in actually. So that kind of sucks. But you're just going to kind of pop it up and it eventually will get loose. But it needs to come up. Okay, so here, now you guys can see it really well. You see those little holes. They're going on top of those little pieces right there. So that's what's holding it on. It is a little bit of a pain, but just make sure you do take those off. Obviously, you got to get the taillight out. So now we're ready to start working on the new taillight, which I have right here. But if you realize those little grommet pieces that I was just talking about are not on this. So we're going to need to transfer the ones from the old taillight to the new taillight. So the new taillight now has those grommets in there, so we are ready to throw it back onto the bike. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Make sure you do put those grommets over there correctly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a very hard install. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I need 2 hands. So that's it. The taillight is now on. Now you do have some wiring, but don't let me scare you with that word wiring. But you do have to obviously plug back in the brake light. Now I did have to pull this loose here. There's a little clip. This wire is barely long enough, so just something to point out. But it's no issue. Plugs right in. Also, you have the turn signals on this side, which you do have to plug into here. Again, the wires are fully stretched and they reach, but they don't clip in. They're not long enough. So you could actually just pull these up out of the little sleeves and just take them and pull up like that, and it comes loose. So now I've got more room and now I can plug it in. Also, I'll put on the description or the video right now what color is what to which turn signal. Now that we got everything wired up and all connected, let's go ahead and turn on the bike. Make sure that everything works before we go to the next step. So yeah, everything works, everything's lit up. Yeah, just make sure no LEDs are busted or anything. Sometimes shipping can be a problem. You're gonna hit the brake and the brake light goes off, and then just check both turn signals. So left, there's right. So it is all hooked up correctly and working. So now I'm going to throw on the plastics and give you guys that comparison. All right, guys, so here is the comparison that I was promising you guys. So there it is. There is the tail light. This is obviously the running light, and then once you hit the brakes, now it flashes. It's a whole lot brighter as well. The flashing definitely helps grab the attention of people behind you. So a lot brighter. The flashing is the biggest thing to me. Then you also have the turn signals, which work. I do have the TST flasher relay, so that's why they work. Obviously, if you go full LED, they will not. I think it turns on and it doesn't turn off or something. Anyways, look that up. You're going to need a flasher relay. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I really like this taillight. I wanted to install it for a while now, and I just have not had time. So I finally got it installed now. Super happy about that. People will finally know that I'm hitting my brakes and that I'm turning. Definitely needed as much brightness as I could since the subcage is blocking a lot of it. But hopefully this helped you guys pick the taillight that you need or wanted or whatever. But yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.